Hello friends, today I am going to talk about freshwater fishes of India, in which I discuss about river system, reservoir, pond, tank fisheries, captive and culture fisheries and cold water fisheries. The inland fisheries resources of India have traditionally played a significant role in human nutrition and have always been looked upon as an important source of livelihood for millions of fishermen. The freshwater capture fishery in India is chiefly concerned with rivers, canals, lakes and reservoirs. Let us first talk about the riverine fisheries. Rivers in India constitute the backbone of capture fisheries. There are 113 major and minor rivers along with their principal tributaries having a combined length of 45,000 km, of which 80% of the total length is contributed by 14 major rivers. River basins of 7,20,000 square kilometer catchment area characterize the major rivers Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus river system in north, Mahanadi, Krishna, Godavari and Kaveri system along east coast, and Narmada, Tapi drainage of west coast in peninsular India are the principal riverine fishery resources of India. Ganga river system. Ganga is one of the largest river system of the world, and after originating at Gangotri, which is 3,129 km above sea level, gorging a distance of about 220 km in the Himalayas, it enters the plains at Haridwar, and after coursing through Indo-Gangetic plains for about 2,290 km, it finally empties into the Bay of Bengal. The river Ganga along with its tributaries like Yamuna, Ramganga, Ghagra, Gomti, Kosi, Gandak, Chambal, Son etc. has a combined length of 1500 km. The Ganga river system is known to harbor 382 fish species, of which cyprinids constitute the single largest group. The commercially important fishes include major carps, that is Sirinus mrigala, Labio rohita, Labio kalbasu and Katla katla. Large catfishes includes Mistus singala, Mistus or Valago atu etc. Clupids are Hilsha elisha. Massirs includes Tor and Acrosochalius species. Snow trouts include Schizothorax and Schizothoraxis species. Habitat destruction, water quality deterioration and changes in a hydrological regime have led to changes in biotic communities at different trophic levels. Fishes have been the worst affected. Brahmaputra system. The mighty Brahmaputra draining the eastern Himalayas along with 47 tributaries has a combined length of 4,000 km. It originates from a glacier near Mansarovar lake and traverses a length of 2,900 km through Tibet, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. In its last leg through Bangladesh, the river is joined by Padma and Meghna before emptying into the Bay of Bengal. At some places, the width exceeds 9.6 km. The plentiful rainfall in the basin causes heavy surface runoff to the tune of 50,000 cusecs during peak monsoon, making the river capricious and destructive. These adverse features, coupled with frequent earthquakes in the region, have led to the formation of floodplains lakes of varying types and dimensions. The floodplain lakes serve as a vital habitat for breeding sites, nursery grounds and grow out locals for major carps and other fish species. The drainage harbors a wide variety of fish species, about 126 species, quite a few of them being endemic. The fishery is largely contributed by major carps, large catfishes, clupioids and miscellaneous species. The Indus System. The Indus System also drains western Himalayas and takes its origin near Lake Mansarovar on Tibetan Plateau. Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj are the tributaries. A total 78 species are known from water bodies of Himachal Pradesh, but during the last 3 decades, with the alteration and modifications in habitat, some of the indigenous species are either depleted or their population is declining considerably. The catch statistics of some important fish species from PS drainage are Tor putitora, Schizothorax richardsoni, Labio rohita, Labio kalbasu, Labio bata, Sirinus mrigala, Katla katla, Mistus singala, Valago atu, Channa punctatus and Cyprinus carpio. East Coast River System. The major East Coast rivers comprising Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and Mahanadi together constitute a length of 6,437 km. Godavari is about 1,448 km long from its origin in the northern region of Western Ghat in the Deolali hills near Nasik to its tidal limits below Rajamundri in Andhra Pradesh. Its catchment area is about 3,15,980 square kilometer and Manjira, Vengunga and Indravati are the main tributaries. Krishna river system has a length of about 1,120 km from its origin in the Western Ghats, ranges south of Pune as far as Vijayawada almost at sea level near its delta on the east coast. Bhima and Tungabhadra are its chief tributaries arising in Mysore. Both the tributaries meet with Krishna at the border of Andhra Pradesh. A good numbers of reservoirs and weirs are formed along with Krishna system supporting good population of fish. Fish fauna of Godavari and Krishna river systems is represented by a total of 155 species, of which at least 92 are common to both. Labio fimbriatus is the most dominant species, followed by Labio potail, Labio porcellus and the medium sized Labio bata, Labio boga and Labio bogat. Punctatus colus, Punctatus jardoni, Tor khudri, Tor musulla, Begarius begarius, Mistus or and Mistus singala are some of the large species occurring in the rocky and stony shelters. Valago atu is found everywhere. In the deltaic reaches, Sirina mrigala, Labio rohita, Silonia childreni, Pangasius pangasius and some estuarine forms like Mugil persia, Pama pama etc. are caught in large numbers. Hilsha Elisha provides the largest commercial fishery of any single species. It forms thus a major fishery during monsoon floods. Mahanadi is the largest river of Orissa, have total length about 857 km and is the state's only major source of fish seed. The river mainly harbors hill stream fishes from its origin up to below Hirakund Dam. Bhargavi, Daya, Brahmani and Suvarnarekha are its important tributaries. Out of 99 species recorded, Tor mosal, Mahanadicus, Labio fimbriatus, Rita species are prominent species of commercial importance. The indiscriminate discharge of waste from paper mill creates a serious pollution problem in the river at Brijraj Nagar. Kaveri river is the longest perennial river in the south and originates in the Brahmagiri hills on the western Ghats. After flowing in southeasterly direction, it empties into Bay of Bengal in Thanjavur district of Tamil Nadu. Bhavani, Noil and Amravati are the main tributaries. As many as 80 species are reported from Kaveri, of which Acrosochalius hexagonolapis, Tor putitora, Labio kuntius, Labio araiza, Syrinus cirosa, Osteochalius brevidorsalis and Osteochalius nashi are the carps of commercial importance, and except A. hexagonolapis and T. putitora are peculiar to peninsular fish fauna. West Coast River System. The west flowing Narmada and Tapi are the two main river systems emptying into Gulf of Cambay of Arabian Sea. River Narmada is 1280 km long, has 87% of its basin in Madhya Pradesh, covers more than 500 square kilometer catchment area and is the fifth largest west flowing river of India and biggest west flowing rivers of the state, originating in the hills of Amarkantak. About 50 rivulets, that is 4280 km long, join the river with an annual flow of 4133 cubic meter. It has 18 principal tributaries. Catchment area is 1350 to 6330 square kilometer, of which 16 are in Madhya Pradesh and 2 in Gujarat. There are about 85 species recorded from Narmada stretch. River Tapti originates in Mount Vindhya of the Satpura range and likewise flows towards west through Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. It joins Arabian Sea at Dumas near Surat in Gujarat. Tapi is the abode of 57 fish species. Taking both the rivers together, Tor is found prominently in commercial catches. It contributed about 28% of the total catch during 1958 to 60. But recent catch statistics released by Gujarat Fisheries Department revealed that Mahseer fisheries have declined from 330 tons in 1992 to 93 to 53 tons in 1996 to 97. Tor fishery is closely followed by Labio fimbriatus, Labio calbasu, Syrinus mrigala, Labio bata, Puntius sarana and Syrinus reba in order of abundance. Bulk of catfish fishery is constituted by Rita pavimentata, followed by Mistus singala, Valago atu, Mistus or Clupiosoma gerua, Ompoc bimaculatus and Mistus cavaceus. Hilsa elisha is the major contributor to the fishery of the lower reaches. Various reports regarding overall fish yields from rivers suggest that 80 to 85% of our total inland fish production comes from capture fisheries resources, to which the rivers and the tributaries contribute the maximum. Fishing gears and crafts used in rivers from Himalayas to south and east to west, the fishing methods vary according to the topography, depth and seasons. The nets used in hilly streams are mainly the traps and cast nets. In other area with moderate to deep waters, seines, drag nets, gill nets, drift nets, deep nets, stationary bag nets or fixed trap nets, purse nets, cast net, hook and line and long lines etc. are commonly used. As far as crafts are concerned, the rafts, dugout canoe, small or large and mechanized or non-mechanized boats are used. Reservoir fisheries. A reservoir may be defined as a natural or artificial place where water is collected and stored for use, especially for supplying a community, irrigating land, furnishing power, etc. Reservoirs are created by constructing masonry dams, weirs, barrages and aqueducts. These structures can be defined as under: dams, a masonry concrete barrier built across to obstruct the flow of stream or river, leading to formation of a vast impoundment upstream of the barricaded site. The water level is maintained by discharge through sluice gates, where a small dam in a river or stream or an obstruction placed across a stream to cause the water to pass through a particular opening or notch or over its crest. Barrage. This word has its origin in French language and often applied to weirs provided with sluice openings. Aqueduct. This word is of Tamil origin and literally means dam building. Structurally, it is a low barrage built primarily for irrigation purposes. Some important reservoirs in India are Sardar Sagar Dam, Nanak Sagar, Maneri Bhali and Asan Barrage in Uttaranchal, Mata Tila, Rihand in Uttar Pradesh, Base Dam in Punjab, Pong Dam and Pandoh Dam in Himachal Pradesh, Khandong in Assam, Barapani in Meghalaya, Gumti in Tripura, Kangsabati in West Bengal, Panchet, Naithon, Konar and Tilaiya in Bihar, Tawa, Gandhi Sagar in Madhya Pradesh, Hirakund in Orissa, Rana Pratap Sagar in Rajasthan, Vyara, Musi, Nagarjuna Sagar, Srisailam, Singur, Lower Mannar Dam, Kadam, Mid Penna Dam and Somasila in Andhra Pradesh, Shivaji Sagar and Darwa in Maharashtra, Tungabhadra, Krishnaraj Sagar, Vanivila Sagar and Linganamaki in Karnataka, Bhavani Sagar, Stanley and Pundi in Tamil Nadu and Periyar Barrage and Neyar Dam in Kerala. Some controversial projects are Sardar in Gujarat, Tehri Dam in Uttaranchal, Bodhghat project in Madhya Pradesh. Narmada Valley project has about 30 big dams, 3000 medium and minor dams. Development of reservoir fisheries. Studies conducted by Central Inland Capture Fisheries Research Institute CICFRI, Barakpur, over 2 decades in a number of small reservoirs situated in a different agroclimatic zones of the country have clearly demonstrated that a fish yields up to 100 to 200 kg per hectare can be achieved from a small reservoirs by adopting extensive aquaculture techniques if managed scientifically. Ponds. Ponds are very small and shallow bodies of quite standing waters with slight wave action and may be naturally created or man-made. If polluted, their small volume and shallowness results in very rapid progress to the point where autochthonous production dominates, filling up the basin. Man-made or artificial ponds are created to serve diverse purposes, that is fish farming and duck rearing, ornamental, cultivation of nilumbo or trapa, etc. From fisheries point of view, most of the ponds receive fish fauna from the connecting sources and are usually represented by hardy fishes like Mistus vittatus, Clarius, Heteropneustus and Channa species. Among others, small size Puntius species Labiospecies and bottom-dwelling Lepidocephalichthys and Neumachelius species are common. Tank fisheries. There has been a significant shift towards round tank for fish rearing. Properly designed round tanks with a central drain, moderately sloped floor and proper inlet piping take advantage of gravitational and centrifugal forces to keep themselves clean. The water moving in a circular flow will carry the solids to the central drain, from where they can be piped away for separation and reuse or disposal. With a properly designed inlet system, the oxygen rich water will provide just the right current for good muscle tone, while distributing new water evenly throughout the tank. This design improves a space utilization inside the tank and allows more production of fish per unit of water flow. The water flow direction can also be reversed periodically, helping to even outgrowth of the fish class by rearranging their feeding order. By avoiding the need to clean the tank floor of sediments, both fish stress and labor cost are reduced. Once the fish feces and uneaten feeds are in a drain pipeline, it is relatively easy to separate these solids with efficient swirl separator. From there, the solids can be pumped to storage for seasonal reuse as a solid additive, a great fertilizer with humus value. Inspection of the solids removed from the effluent stream also allows for more precise feeding control. An oxygenated round tank aquaculture system can grow more pounds of fish with less feed, less water and less stress than ponds. Captive and cultured fisheries. Aquaculture has been defined in many ways. It has been called as the rearing of aquatic organisms under controlled or semi-controlled condition. Thus, it is underwater agriculture. Aquaculture can be potential means of reducing over needs to import fishery products. Fisheries can be categorized in two types: fin fisheries and non-fin fisheries. The former is fisheries of true fishes, whereas the latter is fisheries of organisms other than true fish like a prawn, crab, lobster, mussel, oyster, sea cucumber, frog, seaweeds, etc. Fin fisheries can be further categorized into two types: capture fisheries and culture fisheries. Capture fisheries is exploitation of aquatic organisms without stocking the seed. Recruitment of the species occurs naturally. This is carried out in the sea, rivers, reservoirs, etc. Fish yield decreases gradually in capture fisheries due to indiscriminate catching of fish, including brooders and juveniles. A culture fishery is the cultivation of selected fishes in confined areas with utmost care to get maximum yield. The seed is stocked, nursed and reared in confined waters, and then the crop is harvested. Culture takes place in ponds which are fertilized and supplementary feeds are provided to fish to get maximum yield. In order to overcome the problems found in capture fisheries to increase the production, considerable attention is being given to the culture fisheries. Culture fisheries are conducted in a freshwater, brackish water and sea waters. With the development and expansion of new culture systems, farming of a wide variety of aquatic organisms like prawns, crabs, molluscus, frogs, seaweeds, etc. have come under culture fisheries. Capture fisheries is intended for catching fishes, prawns, lobsters, crabs, molluscus, etc. India is endowed with a vast and varied aquatic resources, marine and inlands, amenable for capture fisheries. India is the third largest producer of fish and second largest producer of inland fish in the world. Potential of fish production from marine and inland sources has been estimated at 3.9 million tons and 4.5 million tons respectively. Cold water fisheries. The cold water fishes adapted to live below 10 degrees centigrade to 20 degrees centigrade temperature. The upland water at a high altitudes of mountains and the spring water at a low altitude in a temperate regions remain cooler than the rest, and the cold water fishes flourishes in this region. Such water bodies comprising several hill streams, rapids, pools, lakes and reservoirs are abundantly found in the Himalayan region and in the Deccan Plateau regions of peninsular India. These are either fed by melting snow and the spring as in north, or by the rainwater as in Deccan Plateau. Indigenous cold water fishes. Mahseer, snow trout and Indian hill trout are the principal cold water fish species inhabiting the mountain waters of India. Mahseer fishery of cold water, it is one of the major game fishes of Himalayas. Some of the important species of Mahseer are tor. It is characterized by head shorter than the depth of the body. It attains a length of 1.5 meter and occurs along the foothills of Himalayas from Kashmir to Assam and in the river Narmada and Tapi. It has a prolonged breeding season from July to December. The eggs are laid in batches. It constitutes the major fisheries of rivers Narmada and Tapi. Tor putitora. It is commonly called as golden or common Himalayan mahseer. It has head longer than the depth of the body. It occurs in Himalayas from Kashmir to Darjeeling hills. This fish breeds thrice in a year, firstly during winter months from January to February, subsequently in summer from May to June, and lastly in August to September. Tor mosal. Mosal mahseer has head more or less equal to the depth of the body. It is found in the mountains rivers on foothills of Himalayas, Kashmir, Assam and Sikkim. Tor mosal mahanadicus. It resembles the mosal mahseer in all aspects except it is found in the river Mahanadi, and that its head having a small eyes is often higher than the depth of the body. Tor khudri. It is characterized by its head being as long as the depth of the body. It is found in Orissa and throughout peninsular India. It attains a length of about 1.3 meter. Acrocochelus hexagonolapis. It is commonly known as copper or a chocolate mahseer. It has an oblong and compressed body with an obtusely rounded and prominent mouth. The color of the body is deep bluish grey with darkish fins. It differs from tor or in having hexagonal shape of its scales and the thin lips. Snow trouts. Snow trouts are chiefly represented by two genera, namely Schizothorax and Schizothorectus. Schizothorectus, it is represented by three species in Himalayas, that is S. richardsoni, S. plegistomus and S. molesworthy. These are found in snow-fed streams of Assam, eastern Himalayas, Sikkim, Nepal, Kashmir. The genera is represented by S. isonius, S. progastus and S. cumaunensis. Of this, the S. isonius is found in Kashmir and Ladakh. S. progastus in the hill streams of Ganges at Haridwar and Darjeeling, and S. kumaunensis in Nainital. The Indian hill trout, Barelius, is known as Indian hill trout. It is represented by 4 species, namely B. benedelis, B. bola, B. vagra and B. getensis. Exotic cold water fishes. The exotic fishes found in the hill streams of India chiefly includes the trouts, mirror carps, crucian carps and tanches. Trouts. Exotic trouts in India are represented by 3 species, 2 of them belonging to genera Salmo and 1 to Oncorhynchus. Salmo gardneri, it is commonly known as rainbow trout or steelhead. It is a native of North American Pacific water and was imported to India in 1907. Presently, these are one of the most successful trouts of Indian waters for cultural purpose because this adapt easily in comparison to the brown trouts. Moreover, they promptly feed on artificial food and can withstand the high temperature and O2 depleted water as well. Their incubation period is shorter and the rate of development and growth is faster. Upon being well fed, they attain a length of 400 to 500 mm in 3 years and weight about 5.5 kg. The body is elongate, head short and mouth comparatively small. The color of the body is variable depending on sex and environment. It is chiefly a river fish, but is cultivated in confined water as well. It does not breed in ponds, but artificial fertilization is possible. The prey feed mainly on planktons, but half grown and adults are carnivorous. It is a game fish too. Salmo trutafario. It is commonly called as brown trout. It is a native of the mountains water of Central and Western Europe. This fish was the first one reproduced and reared artificially in India. Although it was introduced to mountain waters of all hills, it could establish itself only in the streams and farms at Kashmir and in river bays in Punjab. It feeds upon the crustaceans and large living prey at the bottom. It attains a maximum length about 46.5 centimeter depending upon the natural food availability. During breeding season, the fish swims upstream to spawn on a gravel bedded shallow of fast current water. So, this is all regarding the status of freshwater fisheries in India. Thank you.